Hey, and welcome to Roo Hammer's weekly NRL round review. This week we're going to take a quick look at the results from round 21. Before we get started, I invite you all to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel to show your support for the content we create. Subscribing to the channel puts you in the draw to win some exclusive Roo Hammer merch, so click that subscribe button now. Rob, round 21, let's jump into it, mate.
Absolutely. Round 21 kicked off at WIN Stadium. What a game it was to get your round started at Wollongong there. The Dragons hosting the West Tigers. How good. It was the Dragons 18. Sloan, Lomax and Ravalawa tries. Lomax 3 from 3 over the Tigers 14. Tupou with the double. Coruscant tries. Wakeham 1 from 3. Just said in the Battle of the Wooden Spoon, it was some Zach Lomax brilliance and a steady hand of Ben Hunt that led the Dragons to a hard-fought 18-14 victory over the West Tigers at WIN Stadium. The victory was just the fifth of the season for the Dragons and gave them some breathing space over the West Tigers in that fight to avoid the dreaded wooden spoon. It was a game played out as you would expect, considering how these two teams' seasons have panned out, and 80 minutes that none of us are ever going to get back. Over to you.
Oh, mate, a punishing watch. And I'm disappointed the Tigers didn't get the result because I've picked the Dragons in my wooden spoon prediction. So it looks like the Tigers have got that well and truly in their hands. On to Friday night, mate. It kicked off in Auckland with our informed Warriors taking on the Raiders at Go Media Stadium. The winner securing that all-important top four spot on the ladder. And it was the Warriors who came out in front. Warriors 21, Nia Corey, Nickel Kluxter, Wateni Zelezniak tries, Johnson 4 from 5 goals and the all-important field goal in Golden Point. Over the Raiders 20, Young, Rapana, Whitehead and Whiten tries. Croker 2 from 4 goals. And as I said, a Sean Johnson Golden Point field goal helped the Warriors make it 3 on the trot, overcoming a gutsy Raiders comeback to win 21-20 in front of a packed home crowd on Friday night. An incredible late surge from Ricky's Raiders with Elliot Whitehead and Jack Whiten scoring tries that saw the visitors go back-to-back in 2 minutes and put the game into extra time. While Johnson produced another play-making masterclass, it was Dallin Wateni-Zelezniak who stole the show in front of the Warriors faithful with a tide-turning try-saver and a 4-pointer of his own. Mate, for people to hear the full game review, tune in to our live show, which will be a special live show tomorrow night, kicking off at 4 p.m. We'll talk all things Warriors after our chat with Dylan Walker.
Yes, absolutely. So make sure you tune in for that one. And the second of the Friday night games was the blockbuster meeting of the Rabbits and the Broncos at Sunshine Coast Stadium, a real make or break game for the Bunnies. And the Broncos 36, Stags with a double, Cobbo, Walsh, Willison and Reynolds tries, and Reynolds 6 from 6 over the Rabbitohs 20. Johnston, Campbell and Tass tries, Taff 4 from 4. So despite losing 2 of their men to the sin bin during the match, the Brisbane powerhouse, they dominated the error-riddled Rabbitohs with Adam Reynolds producing an absolute attacking masterclass, getting revenge on his old side. And Reece Walsh starring, I should say, in his first game back from suspension, doing everything, including backflips. Thought it was Nathan Blacklock out there. However, the round 21 victory could come at a big cost for the Broncos, with veteran forward Martin Ta'apau placed on report and sin-binned after lifting his knees high into the Rabbitohs centre, Campbell Graham, while running with the ball. That was truly bizarre.
Yeah.
And Rabbitohs winger Alex Johnston, he became the third all-time NRL try scorer with 181 meat pies. That is a lot.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. He's on track to maybe break Ken Irvine's record if everything goes his way, and he has a couple of seasons where he continues to score and has no injuries. Mate, yeah, that was a bizarre one from Marty Tapau, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just absolutely weird. Super Saturday, mate, kicked off with the Titans hosting the Roosters at Seabus Stadium. And it was the Roosters who came away with a win. Roosters 36, Egan Butcher, Tedesco, Swa'ali'i, Collins, Nat Butcher, Fletcher Baker tries. Swa'ali'i 6 from 7 goals over the Titans 18. Kelly, Randall, Clark tries, Campbell 3 from 3 goals. And the Roosters, mate, they breathed new life into their season with that 36-18 win over the Titans. With a refreshed James Tedesco running rampant and James Waerea-Hargreaves laying a platform up front, the Roosters chalked up their 8th win of the season to close within 2 points of the top 8. It's bizarre that they're so close to the top 8, considering
Makes
how
no sense.
busted their season's gone. The Roosters, mate, they had 8 line breaks compared to 5 for the Titans. Tedesco was dynamic for the Roosters. He had 3 tackle breaks, 2 try assists, and 238 run meters. And amazingly, it was the first time this season that the Roosters had scored 30 points in a game of footy, which is unheard of, really. Absolutely incredible.
Yes, and the second game of your Super Saturday was the Knights up against the Storm. And amazingly, the Knights, 26, Young, Best, Marzu, and Fitzgibbon tries. Ponga 3 from 6 over the Storm, 18. Meany, Liero, and Olam tries. Meany 3 from 3. It was very much a determined Knights side that ended an 8-year hoodoo against the Storm to keep their finals hopes alive. Again, amazingly, with a 26-18 triumph at a packed McDonald Jones Stadium on Saturday. Buoyed by the support of the home fans, they turned up early to cheer the club's NRLW team. And Newcastle came from 12-0 down after conceding 2 early tries and to overpower the Storm. The turning point was the sin binning of Melbourne Storm forward Tarek Sims 5 minutes before halftime for a high shot on Knights halfback Jackson Hastings. And the home side piled on 3 tries in his absence. And the Knights hung on to their second half lead and an 11-match losing streak against the Storm since 2015 and moved within 1 point of the top 8. Their losing streak against the Storm is exactly the same as ours because we haven't beaten them since 2015 either. So let's hope that either some point this year or next year we can do the same and end that bloody hoodoo.
They did us a massive favour by beating the Storm. It got us into that top 4. We're actually top 3. So, yeah, it was great. Good to see the Knights win. The final Super Saturday game was the Eels travelling north to take on the in-form red-hot Cowboys. And the Cowboys, 24. Valame 2, Hiku, Drinkwater tries, Holmes 4 from 5 goals over the Eels 16. Moses 2, Russell a try, and Moses 2 from 3 goals. The Cowboys overcame the loss of star second rower Jeremiah Nanai to maintain their push for a top 8 berth with a 24-16 defeat of the Eels. Nanai starting both attack and defence for the North Queenslanders before being forced from the field just after half-time with a shoulder injury. And the Kangaroos forward joined Griffin Neem, who had a HIA on the sideline for the rest of the match. The Cowboys also had to survive the sin binning of centre Val Holmes for a jolting tackle on Parramatta halfback Mitch Moses just before half-time. But despite the disruptions, mate, they proved too strong to secure their 6th consecutive win, and they're a real danger team in the top 8 now.
Oh, for sure. They've got one thing, probably one of the best things you can have on your side at this point in the season. That's momentum. So yeah, they are surging.
Absolutely.
Sunday footy. That saw the Bulldogs travel to the foot of the mountains to take on the Panthers, the dreaded trip. And it was the Panthers 44, Peachy with a double, To'o with 2, Yo, Crichton, Sorensen, and Garner tries, Cleary 6 from 8. The Bulldogs 18, Avarillo, Alamotti, and Skelton tries, Burton 3 from 3. Boosted by the return of Nathan Cleary in the number 7 jersey, the Panthers powered past the Bulldogs 44-18 on Sunday, and they got their 4th win on the trot there. The Panthers blew their opponents off the park through an opening half an hour, which they scored 5 tries before piling on a further 16 points in the second 40 minutes. And with their 13th win of the season, the Panthers ensured that they remain atop of the Telstra Premiership ladder on for and against points. Well, the poor old Dogs, it marked the 5th time in 2023 that they have given up more than 40 points in a game.
Yeah, poor old doggies. Mate, the final game of the round was the under pressure Sharks taking on the Isaac Moses Sea Eagles. And it was the Sea Eagles who came out on top at home. Sea Eagles 30, Kula 2, Aloye, Croker, Olika Atu, and Garrick tries. Garrick 3 from 6 goals over the Sharks 26. Pre-Jack Mulatalo, Sione Katoa, McInnes, Ramian, and Kennedy tries, and Nico Hines 3 from 5 goals. The Sea Eagles narrowly avoided becoming the victims of what would have been the comeback of the season on Sunday night, surviving a ferocious finish from the Sharks to claim a 30-26 victory. After scoring 24 unanswered points through the first half, Manly extended their lead to 30 early in the second period and looked set to claim a big victory before Cronulla turned it on with 5 tries. 3 of which came in the space of 6 minutes in the dying stages to set up a thrilling final 5 minutes. It was truly a game of two halves, the first of which saw Manly score 5 tries on the back of 66% possession before a glut of errors from them, coupled with a much improved effort from the Sharks, saw the host dominate the entire second stanza.
Geez, that's probably the second game this weekend that tells you that you just cannot afford to give any team a sniff because points can be scored and fast, and there doesn't need to be much time left on the clock, as we well know.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And of course, the Dolphins, they had the bye. So let's have a look at the ladder with only 6 rounds left before the finals. So the Panthers remain on top of the table with a superior points differential over the Broncos in second. Both of those teams on 32 points. Warriors move into third, jumping both the Storm and the Raiders, who are in fourth and fifth. All three of those teams are on 28 points. The Sharks are in sixth on 26 points, with the Cowboys rocketing up into the top 8 in seventh on 26 points. The Eels, they drop to eighth, and the Rabbitohs, amazingly, they drop out of the 8 into ninth. Both the Eels and the Rabbitohs there on 24 points. The Knights are in 10th and Manly in 11th. Both teams still technically in finals contention on 23 points. And as you said before, bizarrely, the Roosters in 12th on 22 points and only one win out of the top 8. And then the remaining 5 teams can put a line through their season. The Titans in 13th, Dolphins in 14th, both on 20 points. The Dragons and Bulldogs, both on 16 points, are in 15th and 16th. The poor old Tigers, all but wooden spooners, 4 points adrift on just 12.
Yep. Yeah. The ladder's really taking shape. And for me, I think it's a race of 9 now. I know Manly and Newcastle and the Roosters are, 1 and 2 points out of the 8, out of that 8. But I think, it's with who's playing who in the last few weeks, I think it's a race of 9. Don't forget this week's live show will be at the special time on a Tuesday, which is tomorrow, at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. New Zealand Standard Time, where we will be chatting live with Warrior 278 Dylan Walker. So make sure you tune in for that one. And then, of course, after that, we will chat all things Warriors versus Raiders. And if you're a fan of our content, make sure you do like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our stream content.
Yeah, other ways you can support us is to subscribe to our Patreon program. The links will be in this video description, or head to our Redbubble store and grab yourself some exclusive Roo Hammer merchandise. And we have plenty of designs honouring past, present legends of our club, current stars, as well as some great novelty prints reliving some memorable moments in our history. The link to our store, that is also in the description below. Well, that is it for this video, and we will see you all tomorrow night where we chat with Dylan Walker. Take care, guys.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.